So in this video, we are going to see an operating system 2 marks question from GATE 2017 and it's based on the topic of CPU scheduling algorithms. Let's read what the question is. Consider the following CPU processes with the arrival times and the length of CPU burst as given below. So we have a table here which consists of 4 processes P1 to P2 to P3, P4. They're all arrival times and their CPU burst times. Now, if the preemptive shortest remaining time first scheduling algorithm is used to schedule the processes, then the average waiting time across all processes in dash milliseconds is. So let me highlight the algorithm that is used. It's a preemptive one, so we can remove the process while it's running on the CPU. Shortest remaining time first. This is a scheduling algorithm. So let's try to use this algorithm and we'll see what happens when we run this algorithm on all the 4 processes. So we need 2 things to keep track of the system. One is we need a ready queue. Okay, so at arrival time 0 we see process P1 comes. So P1 comes into the ready queue. Okay, this is by mistake. P1 comes into the ready queue, and then we will also track the CPU running state. What happens with the CPU as the time moves. So we can see at arrival time 0 P1 comes, so P1 is mentioned in the ready queue. Now P1 doesn't have any competition, so it immediately gets selected to run with the CPU at the 0th second itself. So this is my P1. And now P1 will run for the next 3 seconds till P2 arrives at 3. So till 3, P1 has no competition. At the 3rd second, we have P2 arriving into the system. So P2 comes into the ready queue. Now P2 has a burst time of 3 seconds. P1 has spent 3 seconds. So P1's remaining time is 7 minus 3, 4. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. Yes. Okay. So P2 has a burst time of 3 seconds, and whereas P1 has a burst time of 4 seconds now. We have to implement shortest remaining time first. So obviously P2 wins here. So P1 will get preempted. Since we have a preemptive algorithm, P1 will get preempted, it will be returned back into the ready queue, and P2 will get selected to run with the CPU. So this is where P2 gets selected at the 3rd second. Now P2 will keep on running till the 5th second. At 5th second, we have P3 entering into the system. So let me write it down. P3 comes into the ready queue. However, the burst time of P3 is 5, which is less than the P2's burst time. So P2 will keep on running until it gets exhausted. So total 3 seconds required. So 3 plus 3 is 6. So P2 will run till the 6th second. Now at the 6th second, we have one more process entering the system, that is P4. So let me write it down here. P4 comes and enters the system. So thus in the ready queue, we now have 3 processes, P1, P3, P4, and out of the 3 we have to choose one based on this algorithm, shortest remaining time first. So since P2 is gone, let me strike out P2. Okay. So now P1 has 4 seconds, P3 has 5, and P4 has 2. So definitely P4 will be selected as per the algorithm. So P4 gets chance to run with the CPU, and it runs for 2 seconds. So from 6 to 8 it will be running, and then it will terminate. It will get out of the system. So let me strike this out here. P4 also gets out of the system. Now after P4 is done, we have 2 processes in the ready queue, P1 and P3, and you have to choose one of them. Now again, if you see, we have to choose the shortest remaining time first. So in this case, it's P1. P1 has only 4 seconds remaining. So P1 will run from 8 to 12, and then P1 will also get out of the system. So it gets striked out. Let me strike it over here as well. And then finally in the ready queue, we have only P3 remaining. P3 has no competition, so P3 gets to the CPU. And if you note here, P3 has 5 seconds remaining. So from 12 to 17, yes. So this is how the CPU chart will look for all the processes with this algorithm, shortest remaining time first. Now what we have to calculate is the average waiting time. So we have to calculate the average waiting time. So let's make another column. Let's first clean up these things. This was our ready queue. Okay, and okay. So now let's make another column called as waiting time here, so that we can note down the waiting time of every process. Now before we note down the waiting time, let's quickly see what is the definition of a waiting time. So typically a waiting time is defined as the summation of the time spent in the ready queue. So this was our ready queue for all the processes, and each process has spent some time in the ready queue. They went with the CPU, they came back, they got preempted, they again came to the CPU. So total of all the time spent in the ready queue is the waiting time for every process. Okay, so let's start with P1. Now P1 arrived at time 0, okay, and it got scheduled at 0. 0 to 3 P1 was running, and then as you can see from this point 3 till the point 8, from 3 to 8 P1 was in the ready queue. Okay, it was not running with the CPU. So 3 to 8, which becomes a total of 5 seconds. So for 5 seconds P1 was waiting, and then P1 got scheduled 8 to 12, and then it got terminated. So waiting time of P1 becomes 5. Now let's focus on P2. P2 arrived at third second, okay, and at the third second itself P2 got the CPU, and it had the CPU till 6. So it had CPU for all the 3 seconds of its burst time. So the time spent by P2 in the ready queue is 0. So we'll write here 0. Now let's focus on P3. P3 arrived at 5th second. However, it did not get the CPU till 12th second. Here it is. So from 5th second till 12th second, P3 was just waiting into the ready queue. Yeah, it was here in the ready queue. So 12 minus 5, that becomes 7. So 7 seconds it was waiting in the ready queue. And now finally we focus on P4. P4 arrived at 6th second, and we can see that P4 got the CPU at the 6th second itself, and 6 to 8 it was running. So again the waiting time of P4 becomes 0. Now we have to calculate the average waiting time. So we just find the average of these values, 5 plus 7 the whole divided by 4, that is equal to 12 divided by 4, that is equal to 3. So this is what we were asked, that the average waiting time across all the process is. It is 3 milliseconds. That is our answer.